Hello, and welcome to the Table and Well podcast. I'm Tennison.
And I'm Ginelle. Thank you for joining us as we discuss topics and give practical tools that help you live, grow, and be in healthy, joy-filled relationship with God, yourself, and others.
For more information and resources, or if you're looking for coaching, connection, and community, visit tableandwell.org. We hope you enjoy this podcast. You are listening to Fingerprints, how God is transforming the relational health of His family. All throughout this series, you will hear transformational stories from everyday people just like you. But what if this transformation isn't just for them? What if it's for you too? I want to let you know that it is for you as well. And that's why we've created Relational Collabs, intentional spaces where this type of transformation becomes real. These are small, safe communities where you will practice the skills that will help you grow and build joy, rebuild your trust, enable you to stay present in the middle of hard moments, help you deeply connect to God, yourself, and others, and experience the authentic connection that your heart was designed for. See, this is more than just another class or a book study or even a Bible study. This is real life. This is hands-on. This is heart-connected, and it's changing lives. If you're tired of disconnection, and if you're longing for something more, don't just listen to these stories, become one. For more information, or to join our fall collabs starting in September, go to tableandwell.org/collabs. You were never meant to walk this journey alone. And your healing is part of how God's leaving His fingerprints in the transformation of the relational health of His family.
Before we go into the personal part, I'm curious, what is your guys' dream? Like, if you could dream over the family of God, because I know you do, actually, what is that dream that if the Lord gave you 90 years, what would you love to see, even beyond your own children?
It's a great question. You want me to answer that?
You can go first. Yeah.
I think for me, just to touch quickly on the dreaming part of things, when I think back to what life was like before and in ministry before, at least for me, I didn't dream because things were set, right? This is the way it is. They're not changing. So you just deal with what's there. And a huge sign of healing for me has been feeling the safety and the ability to dream again.
Wow.
And I think what we're dreaming about is what does it look like to live in intentional community? How do you build that? How do you grow that? How do you live in the midst of that? Proximity is obviously a huge part of that. And so I think one of the things that we're dreaming about is a future home that would allow us to be able to host people. I think we have a huge heart for people who have been in traditional ministry, pastoral ministry, to have a place to go and get some respite where nothing is asked of them. But there is still an element of community if they want to participate in community, and just getting a feel for there is a different way to be and to operate in the context of relationship with people. So yes, dreaming about a place and a property where we would be able to host people, as well as potentially host events where we could foster some of this community and relational skills and emotional health that we're dreaming about wanting to be able to provide for people.
I love that.
I love that. I think to add to that, then beyond just our own family and beyond the nuts and bolts, I think we dream for a multi-generational community that the elders are helping parent and shepherd a community and helping people grow into greater maturity, where it's a place where you can be vulnerable and honest with your weakness and is met with tenderness, and that everyone has a part to play. And I just long for that. A real community. I think it starts in our own home and people God's going to bring around us, but I want to see that expand way beyond just our own family into the broader family of God. And I know that's, something that I've talked to you guys about too. Is a very similar heart to you, what you guys have. And I think there's a lot of other people that the Spirit of God is putting that dream on their hearts, because I think it's God's heart. I think it's God's heart for his family. So it would make sense to me why that would be the case.
Right.
But I think a lot of us, and again, what we've talked to you about, is like, well, what do you do when that doesn't exist? And I think God's going to have to call people to pioneer it, which I'm like, geez, Louise, I kind of knew what I was doing, like being a pastor, kind of, as a church. I was like, I barely know these skills. Like, how am I going to start some kind of community without it turning into a cult, where it's like, it's like, I'm not skilled at this. We're not, but just trusting, like, okay, Lord, you're going to bring along who you're going to bring along to facilitate this.
Yeah. That's so good.
I love that.
Yeah, we do have a very similar dream.
Yeah.
And there does seem to be a bit of a missing piece of the map.
Yeah.
It feels like a little bit of kind of what you guys talked about, where when you guys were first beginning to learn these skills of like, okay, we know what we no longer want to continue.
Mm-hmm.
We have an idea of like what's somewhere in the future. And how we're going to get there, I don't know, but we're contending for that.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue to every single day put our intention toward that.
Mm-hmm.
And we feel that same way. I wish there was a little bit more like clarity of the in-between.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. But it like everything else is time. Like it's not something any of us are going to instantly get. It's not a formula.
Right.
Right? We could go get a building and put ourselves on a stage and move that forward if we wanted to, probably within a week.
That's right.
Well, it's because
this is not that.
Yeah. Well, it's because that's what everybody knows. And that's what's familiar and honestly comfortable for everyone else. Is like, oh, there's a building, there's a stage, there's a guy up there telling us what to do and how to do it. And so, we'll just fall back into that. But the dream that we all have, the four of us collectively here and hundreds of thousands, around the world, is like, one, there's more than just that. And like, how do we truly create a space where people feel safe, they feel belonging, they have their identity in Christ and in themselves, like knowing who they are, and that
there's maturity,
and we're all growing. We're growing in maturity in this place of like true health, where when Jesus said, that like they'll know that you're my followers by how you love one another. It's like, well, then, but like they'll actually see that.
That's right.
It's actually real.
That's actually real. That's an actual thing that they look in and they go, okay, there's something different about that group of people or that community of people. Like they love really well. And like, I know this guy and he's not, but they accept him and they love him and he knows he belongs there. What's different about that? And so it's creating a space and learning the skills and having the rewrite of the heart and the mind of, this is how we do this.
Yeah. And reciprocity is a huge key to that for me. That's a word that I hold on to of like, gone are the days where there's someone who is just, or someone's who are just pouring out.
Yep.
Yes.
And not receiving back. Like, I think that healthy multi-generational community, even if you're an elder, which, would, if we mistakenly put that in a hierarchical view, that this is different because that elder, as much as they are maybe reparenting the community, they're still receiving. Like they're not doing that in isolation. They're not doing that without being on a receiving end. Like no one within the community is only a receiver unless you're firstborn.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And even that firstborn could look like you just became a believer yesterday. It doesn't mean that you're 0, or 1 day old. Right. It could look like this is your first time entering the family of God. And what does it look like when, even in that language of being born again, like where are our families? that can steward us, that can celebrate our existence, that can raise us up to be mature people.
Yeah.
Interestingly, Tennison, when you're talking about they will know you're my disciples by your love for one another, I think in the evangelical world, we have shrunk love to just being serving someone. Jesus says, "Love as I have loved you, so lay your life down," and that's totally true. I'm not saying it's untrue,
Right?
But I think what we're wondering is like, is that the fullest extent of love? Is that the definition of love, or is that just an expression of love? And you see, I think throughout scriptures, love actually being this heart-to-heart connection, because you can do all the right things, and Jesus warns against this outward things of service and calling it love, right behavior. But Jesus says your heart is far from me. So what if love is actually a heart that is close to his heart, and therefore a heart that's close to one another's heart? And for me, I think, well, that's a kind of love I think we long for. That's a kind of love that I think people, I want that, not just, oh, we do nice things for each other, and which I'm not saying that's bad. I just think it's, I guess what we're wondering is like, is it incomplete? And the things that you guys are pursuing at Table and Well is helping people grow in a heart-to-heart connection, which I just being wondering, is that really the essence of love?
So
yes,
yes, and it just reminds me of just the like, we talk about love, like you said, and we water it down. It's been watered down so much. Love is just kind of this flippant thing that we throw around. And I can't remember where I read this or heard this. I don't know if it was in the other half of church or I don't know, somebody. But basically they were talking about how actually the word attachment is actually the closest to the agape love that we translate into love. So when it says agape, we translate that into love. They said actually, I think it was Jim Wilder, but in today's language, the actual true closest definition of the meaning of agape is the word attachment. To where it's this idea where we are we are attached, and like there's nothing so it goes from Hesed in the Old Testament, which is then translated to agape in the New Testament, which we've translated into love, but actually attachment is the word that's actually the closest to it. Wow. So we are attached, where nothing can separate us. That when God said that, like, I'll never leave you nor forsake you, nothing can separate you from the love of God, is like that is like there's this infinite ultimate attachment that I'm not going anywhere. Yes. Like we are, and it encompasses all those things you're talking about serving and loving and caring for and all that. But I am so attached to you in my heart that I'm willing to and honored to do these things with you and for you and to work it through. Yep. But attachment is that. Yeah.
And we get this as a general idea in marriage, right? Like we understand what it is to say, I am committing my life to you.
Yes.
But we also know, like any of us who've been married for any amount of time know that is not sunshine and roses either. Like we're kind of sold, and we have all those amazing hormones on board that are telling us it's going to be like this amazing dream life together that is going to be, and he's perfect and she's perfect. And then we spend, then we live together and we're like, oh,
what am I doing?
Right? And I think that needs to be held in the same space as community. I think there's some parallels there that we can draw on, both of like, what does it look like to commit to the unknown? Because I think part of this, like being held, a part of my hesitancy even in community is like, I don't know how it's going to turn out.
Oh, yeah.
But when I married this guy, I didn't know how it was going to turn out. And if I would have known ahead of time, I probably would have said,
let's reconsider this for a minute. Let's think a little longer and harder before we do this.
Like, I don't know if I would have chosen that. And there's plenty of times along our marriage and along the way where where I was like, I don't know that I can keep doing this. Like, I don't know. I don't know that I want this anymore, or that I have what it takes to stay, or you have what it takes to stay. And I think those are some things too, as we're thinking about this new way and thinking about what heart connection looks like, that we need to keep in mind that it isn't going to always be easy.
Yeah.
And that it is going to take a lot of intentionality and work. And that just like in a marriage, we could be together in the same house. sleeping in the same bed
Mhm.
and not be heart connected.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's right.
Right. And so as we're thinking about this, proximity will change things, but it won't change everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like, are we willing to go to that deeper level of I'm not doing this without heart connection?
Yeah.
And I'm committed to stay. And that's scary.
Mm.
Like, I
Sure
think there's an
is.
element of
There
like
is.
unknown there
Mhm.
and vulnerability there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Any thoughts on that?
I mean, I think it's right on. Yeah. There is, we don't yet have a tangible picture of what that looks like in our real lives right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're dreaming about something that I think lines up with the word, but what does it actually look like in real life? I don't know that we have seen that anywhere else yet. Not in the fullness. Pieces of
Mhm.
it, sure.
Mhm.
So yeah, there is an element of kind of stepping into uncharted territory, but I think it's territory that's worth exploring.
Yeah.
Don't want to hurt people in the process.
Mm-mm.
No, but I think we will.
Yep. But
Well,
Because I think we will
Yeah.
sharpen one another. And I think we often are drawn to people who, because of God's design, will allow us to grow in areas that,
yeah.
Yeah.
that need some growth. And I
But-
think that's part of the gift.
yeah, it
to
is.
be all the same people.
Yeah. Yeah. But I believe also, as we, like you guys, we've talked about, like our heart in this process of community is growing people into mature people. That
Yep.
they mature elders, mature parents, mature adults, whatever that might look like. And if we can be everyone working towards that goal, working towards this mature community space. And so also what that looks like is when community starts and when people come into the community, it's like, okay, we're not perfect. You're not perfect. And I'm going to hurt you. You're
Yep.
going to hurt me. And just having that adult conversation and just saying, we are committing to doing this life together. And so we're going to give each other grace in the process.
Mhm.
And so if that looks like I've done something to hurt you that I'm not aware of, then you come in and talk to me about it and know that we're going to work this out because I'm committed. I'm attached. I'm committed to this being a long-term growth process. And
it is those skills of repair that
Yep.
you were talking about, Michelle.
Yep.
And this is making me think about, this might end up tripping a bit more into personal that won't end up getting
that's all right.
podcasted, but maybe it will. We'll see. But Greenville's really interesting in the way that like thousands of people have moved here with
Mm.
this same heart for community,
Wow.
the same dream.
Mm-hmm.
And they have spent 5+ years. Many of us, like what ended up happening in moving to Greenville is that we just have had all deep heart healing, like deep work, deep cleansing work. And it goes back to what you guys were talking about in your family of like, we can't be the people we want to be in community if we can't be that in our marriage.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if we can't be that with our children, like it really does need to start there. I can't sharpen or like ask someone I don't have history with to repair parts of my heart that I'm not doing the work here. I can't repair with that person if I can't repair here.
Yeah.
And to me, there's some encouragement there because I'm seeing that patterning
Wow.
in the family of God where the Lord has been asking people to do their work with their intimate relationships first,
Wow.
with their own heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then with those that are closest to them, going back and healing relationships with their parents, healing
Kids.
relationships with their kids, their adult kids.
Wow.
I'm seeing a lot of that. And that gives me some hope for those who are also hungry for community of like, oh, we will be in a different place.
Yeah.
Maybe by the time this all unfolds, because we'll have been practicing long before we show up in community and we're like, let's practice here with no.
Right.
Because then we have capacity for those who don't have it, right? Who come into a community because their marriage is struggling, even what your guys' heart and vision is, like pastors and their wives who are like, it's all falling apart because they don't have a clue that this is what's at play.
Yep.
Like then there's capacity there to walk it out.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, so often it has to start with us. We had no idea on this that it would have gone beyond our own families, and that was just not on our. It was just survival for us.
Yeah.
It was just like, this sucks. We got to figure something out, and let's do it. And I think it's only by God's grace that it's expanded beyond our own family, because I think people notice, even people that work closer, like, this is different here.
Yeah.
What's going on with you? Can you help us understand? It's like, well, listen, if you want to learn from some infants here, we'll do it with you, because, but I think it just goes to affirm what you're seeing too, is like people, they're wanting to address it in their own hearts and their own families. And I guess I'm just trusting the Lord that as we do that and kind of bump into each other as we're doing that, that will expand to the broader people of God and become more part of who we are as the family of God.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, guys, thank you for joining us. This has been really good. Great conversation. I'm excited to do this again. We'll have you guys back on, even if we just connect and then just record that, and then it could become a podcast. So, but thanks for being here, guys. Thank you for sharing your hearts and your stories. And it has truly been an honor. So thank you.
And thanks for doing the hard work and sharing that with us.
It's been a gift. Always fun to hang out with you guys.
Yeah. Thank you too.
You've been listening to the Table and Well podcast. New episodes stream every Tuesday. If you have enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a review to let us know. Also, subscribe on your favorite listening platform to stay up to date on all things Table and Well. To learn more, start your journey, or get information on how Table and Well can help develop your community, family, or teams to be relationally healthy and authentically connected, please go to tableandwell.org/collab to schedule an interest call, or you can email us directly at known@tableandwell.org.